Jackie Rodriguez and Elliot Rodriguez, only on South Florida's CBS 4 News.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. I'm Joy Purdy.
And I'm Jade Alexander, in for George Estevez. Here's a look at the stories we're working on for you.
First this morning, a suspect's in custody after a bizarre bank heist sparks a 6-hour standoff. You'll hear what police are doing to track down the man's mysterious accomplices.
Also, more than 50 police impersonators pulled off South Florida streets. It's an exclusive. We're working with our partners at the Miami Herald.
Developing now off the satellites, a man is holding more than 30 children hostage on a school bus. We've got the latest details.
Plus, new guidelines for women fighting breast cancer. What test is now being recommended for women everywhere?
And flashback on the court. Find out when Dwayne Wade could be back in the Heat starting lineup.
Get your news and get out the door right now with half the commercials.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News This Morning.
5 o'clock, Wednesday, March 28th, the last Wednesday in March.
Whole lot of news going on today, but first, top of the news. Pamela Wright, we want to know what's going on outside.
Hello there. For the first time in a while, there's not a whole lot of wind going on this morning, so you might notice a difference there. With that, the temperature's down a little bit this morning. In fact, noticeably so in a few spots. West Kendall at 61 this morning, 67 in Homestead, still 70 degrees Miami at the airport and 73 in Fort Lauderdale in general. The closer you are to the water, of course, the warmer you're going to be with this pattern anyway. But look at the winds, very light. For the first time in probably over a week, we don't have a wind in the teens as far as the miles per hour go. So very still and cooler with that, and also clearer skies with those high clouds moving on out. So we'll get a decent amount of sunshine as the day goes on, and we'll find our temperatures statewide in the 50s and 60s to the north, while we are in the 70s, and we'll get to this big story coming up. But right here at home today, getting you going with the numbers, quickly getting back up to the 70-degree range. Very pleasant for the late morning. Not as windy this afternoon at 81. So what does the stillness mean as we work towards the weekend? I'll let you know. All right, hopefully nobody's sitting still in traffic. I'm Mark Henry. Good Wednesday morning to you.
Hey, good morning. Well, nobody's sitting still just yet. We'll see if anything changes. Taking a look at 95 north and southbound. This is right around Cypress Creek Road as you make your way into and out of Pompano. Still got a real easy ride ahead of you. Both directions still moving pretty much trouble-free and up to speed. Same thing on 95 north and southbound right around Griffin Road. Both directions here doing just fine. You make your way into Hollywood and Fort Lauderdale. Pretty smooth commute ahead of you. And also taking a look at 95 north and southbound right around the Golden Glades interchange. Pretty much deserted northbound. Southbound lanes, well, pretty much the same thing. You don't have a whole lot of company out there just yet this morning. I'm Mark Henry, CBS 4 News Traffic Control.
This morning, South Florida police and the FBI are trying to figure out who made a threatening call to police.
This all started after police responded to a bank robbery on Miami Beach and wound up in a 6-hour standoff and plenty of unanswered questions.
CBS 4's Art Barron live at the bank on the beach to help explain what was a very scary situation for many. Art.
Yeah, frightening indeed. And, you know, authorities are really trying to find that man behind the shadowy voice on the call who is actively involved in the bank robbery attempt of the commercial bank you see right behind me. And they also suspect he's the one who kept on calling police yesterday for hours, threatening to shoot his weapon unless they release the bank robbery suspect. Now, this whole thing shut down a major portion of Miami Beach on Arthur Godfrey Road. SWAT teams in place as the 6-hour standoff unfolded. A game of cat and mouse. Now, this man right here, a foreign national, taken into custody after police said that he walked into the commercial bank on 41st to rob it. Someone making that phone call to the bank as a means of getting the loot. Well, whoever was on that phone may be the same person who started calling police as soon as the alleged bank robber was in cuffs, threatening to start shooting unless they released that man right there, the suspect. Then employees are seen running out of the building across the street, saying that they saw two men with guns, but of course the people with the guns could have been undercover officers. In any event, most of the employees came out with their hands on their heads, but after hours of searching, police came up empty-handed. Now, while the bank robbery debacle unfolded, North Beach Elementary, a short distance away, was placed on lockdown as parents showed up concerned for their children's safety. Parents could only wait to take their children home until the school was given the all clear. Then, one by one, they were reunited with their parents.
We're proud of the school, but it's still scary for our children to be in a situation like that.
So how's it feel? Beautiful. It's wonderful anytime I hold my little girl in my arms. Are you happy?
I'm excited. I'm happy. Relieved.
Long day?
Long day, but I will not be fully relieved until my other little girl is in my arms.
I was like, Daddy, I missed you.
It was so fun staying in school the whole day.
I thought it was terrible.
Certainly was a long day, and for office workers caught in the middle of this standoff, it seemed like an eternity. But in the end, no one was hurt. Everyone went home except for the foreign national. Of course, he is behind bars, and he is under a lot of questioning, you can well imagine. That's the very latest out here in Miami Beach. Art Perry, CBS 4 News this morning.
Alrighty, Art. It's an incredible story. To check out the unedited footage and to see a slideshow of all the events that unfolded on Miami Beach yesterday, just go to our website, CBS4.com.
Now to an exclusive story we're working on with our partners at the Miami Herald. More than 50 fake cops get caught. The suspects are accused of posing as police, even pulling drivers over. CBS 4's Nefertiti Jacquez is live at the Miami-Dade Police Department in Doral with more on this. Nef, what do you got for us?
Well, Jade, later on today, cops at a news conference will officially announce their big bust and give us even more details into the investigation. But this morning, with the help of our partners over at the Miami Herald, we get a first look at all of the people, men, women, young and old, who were arrested after trying to pose as cops. Wannabe cops get caught in a Miami-Dade police sting dubbed Operation Blue Streak. Luis Garcia, Eliana Oliveros, Anthony Bostic. The list goes on and on. More than 50 suspects have been arrested. Miami Herald reporter David Ovalle broke the story. He says the suspects were nabbed after a 7-month-long investigation into police impersonators and cop car burglaries across Miami-Dade County.
It actually started with a little crew of people that they were looking at. They were actually going around breaking into police cars and like police officers' homes.
But the small group of crooks quickly became a larger and more brazen one. Some of the suspects were told would sell whatever they stole from officers, like these assault rifles and handguns. Others would pose as cops to pull people over. And while these suspects have all been arrested, Miami-Dade police say there are more arrests to come. And if you'd like to read more about this story, you can pick up a copy of today's Miami Herald or log on to herald.com. For now, that is the very latest outside of the Miami-Dade Police Headquarters. Nefertiti Jacquez, CBS 4 News this morning.
We are following developing news out of the Philippines, where right now at least 2 people are holding a busload of students and teachers hostage. A live look at the tense scene right now. One of the hijackers, June Ducat, is a daycare center owner. He's taken this bus to Manila's City Hall. That's where they are right now. He and an accomplice are demanding better housing and education for children. Wire services are reporting that he's expected to surrender around 7 a.m. our time. Ducat says he will not harm the children, but he claims to be armed with 2 grenades, an assault rifle, and a pistol. So far, 1 child with a fever has been released. We'll let you know if anything changes with this story.
New this morning, burglars target a Miami cell phone store. Now employees have quite the mess to clean up. At about 2 o'clock this morning, robbers broke into the Singular store in the 44th block of West Flagler Street. The crooks began clearing out the store, but the alarm went off, alerting police and the owner.
The alarm company called me. The one that monitors the store called me and let me know that something was going on. The alarm setup went off, and so I came over and found this.
Police and the owner are now trying to add up the damage.
A South Florida teacher will not be in the classroom today. He's in jail, accused of having child porn on his computer. Michael Postma had little reaction to the charges against him. The Oakland Park Elementary teacher is accused of sending the pictures to a detective who was posing as a 14-year-old boy online. Postma has worked at the school for 3 years. He has yet to post bond. If he gets out, he'll be reassigned and have no contact with children. New information now about an exclusive story we brought you Monday concerning that longtime special education teacher at Silver Lakes Elementary School accused of inappropriate contact with children. Yesterday, the Miramar School sent a notice home with students letting parents know about the situation. Steve Horowitz has been removed from the classroom while the school district investigates.
Well, after 9 hours of testimony, the future of Vizcaya's skyline is still up in the air this morning. Residents, activists, and lawyers took center stage at City Hall yesterday, voicing their opinions to commissioners. Many are concerned about a new 27-story condo building that's planned for waterfront land on the Mercy Hospital Medical Campus. Faced with opposition, the developers actually scaled down the building by 9 stories. But that's little consolation for those who want to preserve the view from the Vizcaya Museum and Gardens.
They're painting this as if we live in some sort of suburban area 100 miles from town. That's not. This is an urban part of this city.
The developments say they will be second and third homes. So we're willing to let people who are not permanent residents of this great city impact on our most treasured historic landmark? I think not.
The commission expects to vote at their next meeting scheduled for April 26th.
Heartbreaking news this morning. White House spokesman Tony Snow says his cancer has come back. Snow has stage 4 colon cancer, which has spread to his liver. It is not curable, but is treatable with chemotherapy and surgery. Snow already beat colon cancer in 2005, and he says he'll fight just as hard this time around. Doctors discovered the reoccurrence on Monday during surgery to have a growth removed from Snow's abdomen.
The inquest into the death of Anna Nicole's son resumes this morning in the Bahamas. Daniel Smith died last September in a Nassau hospital while visiting his mother and his newborn baby sister. His death was caused by an accidental drug overdose, but a Bahamian court will decide if any crime was involved. Virgie Arthur, Anna Nicole's estranged mother, was in court Tuesday morning hoping for justice.
What are your expectations going into today?
Justice.
Justice?
Yes, sir.
And will justice mean what?
Maybe a healing. I don't know.
On Monday, we learned Anna Nicole's death was also caused by an accidental overdose, yet no charges will be filed in her death.
This morning, the judges involved in Smith's burial case here in South Florida are trading jobs after one of them has a run-in with the law himself. Next month, Judge Larry Seidlin will handle family cases, and this judge, Lawrence Corda, will take on probate cases. Corda was recently charged with a misdemeanor, accused of smoking marijuana in Hollywood Park. That prompted the chief judge to move Corda into probate court.
Anna Nicole's death may have been a big spectacle, but it's not going to hit taxpayers too hard. Broward Medical Examiner Joshua Perper estimates the cost to his office stayed low because few outside resources were actually needed. The Broward Sheriff's Office reassigned deputies who were already on duty, and whatever extra the investigation ended up costing Seminole Police will not get passed on to taxpayers because the Seminole Tribe of Florida mostly funds its government with gambling money.
Good news for Heat fans this morning. After weeks of waiting, superstar Dwayne Wade back in action. CBS 4 Sports Director Jim Berry has all the details.
Well, Dwayne Wade wants badly to again run with the Heat, but first he has to take some baby steps. The Heat star guard does that as he shoots around during and after the team's practice. Wade spends about 2.5 hours on the court. Says that his shoulder is a little uncomfortable but not painful. That's the good news. Wade knows that the playoffs loom about a month from now, and he is confident he'll be back ready to help the Heat try to defend its NBA title.
Unless the doctors say otherwise, I'm going to continue to feel that I'm going to be with my team, come late in the season and playoffs. So, I'm very positive about it. So unless I hear something bad from the doctors, then I'm going to continue my progression.
The Heat now hit the road for about a week. When they return, Wade might actually rejoin them on the practice court. I'm Jim Berry, CBS 4 Sports This Morning.
Great news there, and more good news because of all the blustery days we've had are finally ending.
Yeah, I didn't mind the breeze that much though, but Pamela, everything is quieting down just a bit.
It is, exactly, especially out on the water this morning. So we'll see what the winds have planned for the weekend, and boy, could we use some rain. All right, see you back. I'll give you details on all that.
Alrighty, Pamela. Now, this little girl, she traveled halfway around the world to South Florida for a 6 organ transplant. CBS 4 health specialist Dr. Sean Kniff gives us the latest on her story.
Also, South Florida City is being honored for the best water. We're going to tell you why the town is bringing it to Tallahassee for the ultimate taste test.
Plus, women, listen up. Hear which test the American Cancer Society is now recommending every female take. You're watching CBS 4 News This Morning. Stay with us.
Today is our very first ever Friends of Rachel show. And we're kicking it off with Melina Kanakaridis.
You do not know about sex, you cannot talk about sex.
Plus, the fashion expert, the DIY queen. It's a makeover takeover.
Today at 3 on 4.
The dinner of a lifetime. 4,000 roses, a fleet of limousines, 7 lucky viewers, every last detail. Perfect for my personal hero, Sidney Poitier. Next over.
Today at 4 on 4.
For a limited time, the largest selection of brand new Hondas are on sale. Get 07 Honda Accords for just $199 a month. Accords, $199 for a limited time at your South Florida Honda dealers. Get super low finance rates like 2.9% financing on Civics. Yes, Civics 2.9 for a limited time. Hurry in.
When you want the whole story, count on the combined resources of CBS 4 News and the Miami Herald, working together every day to cover your world.
I didn't think I used the turnpike as much as I do. I started thinking, well, I just use the turnpike when I go to Disney World. We go to the Marlins games, Sawgrass Mall. We go to all the Dolphin games. We go to the Keys often. Once I got it, it was like, oh, yes, I have SunPass. We'll just go the turnpike. When you have a carload of kids, you just want to get to where you have to go quickly, and having the SunPass is just such a great plus. If I knew it was so easy, I would have gotten it a long time ago. Guess I wasn't thinking clearly.
This traffic report is brought to you by the Miami-Dade Expressway Authority.
The first ever art gallery at sea will dock in South Florida today. The Sea Air arrives in Fort Lauderdale's Port Everglades at about 4:30 this afternoon, where it's going to meet a tugboat to make its way to Miami. It's not ready to welcome the public aboard just yet, though. Designers will be finishing up all the interior work today and are hoping to wrap everything up in time for Art Basel in Miami on November 30th. The city of North Miami Beach will represent South Florida in Tallahassee today. Interesting story here. It's all part of Florida's 5th annual drinking water taste test. North Miami Beach beat out Miami-Dade, Homestead, North Miami, and the Florida Keys to take the top regional honor. The campaign is meant to educate residents about water-related issues and to raise awareness about water conservation, something we've been doing around here for a long time because we've had no water.
Speaking of, and the Lake Okeechobee levels that we look at, it's not, in your backyard what's going on. About 5 feet below normal.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that is something everybody's watching very carefully. We don't expect to add anything to it today. Looks pretty dry for us and up there. And this morning, we find it dark and early at 5:15. Good stuff. Not as windy this morning. You're going to notice that. And let's take a look at the temperatures because they've stayed fairly comfortable, too. Lots of low 70s around. Anywhere near the water, we're close to that 70-degree mark. We do find inland areas today in the lower to mid 60s, so you'll notice it a little bit cooler out there. Around the state and right here as far as moisture goes, nice and dry on the stickiness scale. Humidity's at 70%, and that east wind still coming in out of the east. Well, that's why I say east wind, but the breeze is still coming out of the east, but not as strong, 8 miles per hour. Across the state, 60s up to Orlando, then mostly 50s north of that, pretty mild through the panhandle as well. So temperature-wise, I think the complaint box is empty statewide. Water vapor, well, there's all that stuff in the higher levels of the atmosphere that gave us the rather cloudy day yesterday. But you see, excuse me, the reds coming in, the drier air. So we will expect more sunshine. All right, the storm potential is increasing as, look at this, it's the same temperature in Dallas this morning that it is here. That warmth and moisture's coming in. We have a couple of systems that will interact with that, and we're going to find storms from this morning in Tennessee spreading up towards the Ohio Valley, and some could be quite strong. Right here, well, the breeze at the beach, still kind of strong. We'll watch out for the potential for rip currents. Boaters, though, things look a little better for you. All right, nice and dry tomorrow. Friday Eve, winds a little lighter. As we get into Friday, we will expect a few showers, but that beach breeze building back in, becoming a little breezier into Friday and Saturday. Stays mostly dry, though, and in fact, that mostly dry part, we're going to hold on for Sunday, too. Looks good, shouldn't be too windy out there. Sunday may be the better day on the water. All right, 81 today with that steady ocean breeze, just not as gusty, and more pleasant sunshine around than we saw yesterday. East winds 10 to 15. That's doable. We don't even have an advisory for you, boaters, so eat that up. Mostly great tonight, just a brief shower coming in. We will find some 60s on the map. And here we go with temperatures near 80, lower 80s, taking us into the upcoming weekend. We do expect to be mostly dry, and by Friday and Saturday, finding, especially at the coastline, that wind a little strong, the rip current potential will be there, but most of us will really notice over the next few days, just not quite as windy.
That's fantastic.
Okie dokie.
All right. Thanks, Pamela. Time now, 5:18. Hopefully, I can't even imagine a lot's going on out there on the roads now, Mark Henry.
Well, you obviously haven't been doing the morning shift too long, Joy. Actually, you got a pretty easy-looking day out there right now. Dolphin starting to show a little bit more activity if you're heading eastbound from the Turnpike all the way out to 95. That ride's going to take you about 15 minutes this morning. And if you're heading westbound, pretty much the same thing in the opposite direction, 95 to the Turnpike, about 15 minutes. It's not a whole lot going on out there just yet. Still don't have a whole lot of company out there with you on 95 north and southbound, right around the Golden Glades interchange, both directions into and out of Miami. Still pretty smooth commute in both directions, not really causing anybody problems in any areas yet. And 95 north and southbound around Griffin Road into and out of Fort Lauderdale, still got a real smooth commute. I'm Mark Henry, CBS 4 News Traffic Control.
I got to get out there a little more often in the morning. If you ride the Tri-Rail this morning, you may want to head out early to give yourself extra time. 3 trains will be eliminated today, tomorrow, and Friday. Officials say passengers expect delays up to 1 hour. The trains are being suspended because workers are installing a new river bridge into service. The trains affected are the northbound train P630 and southbound trains P605 and P609.
Now, opening up Dr. Sean's medical file, the American Cancer Society is advising women who undergo mammograms to also get MRIs. The guidelines are directed at women without symptoms of breast cancer who are age 30 and older and who have a certain gene mutation. Those also who have been treated for Hodgkin's disease or those with a strong family history of the disease. The American Cancer Society is also recommending women with cancer in one breast should get an MRI scan, that is, of the other breast to make sure the cancer is not there as well. Well, here's some good news. If you're a pizza lover, pizza could be a possible cancer fighter. Food chemists at the University of Maryland say whole wheat pizza dough cooked at high temperatures for a long period of time actually increases antioxidants in the crust. Just beware of the toppings. High-fat cheese, sausage, and pepperoni all offset all the benefits. You knew that was coming.
Okay, so we can only eat the dough then, basically.
The crust. And I love the crust. I'm not one of those that pulls it off and leaves it for, oh, I love the crust.
But by itself, without all that stuff?
Yeah,
that's what it's a piece of the pizza.
It's bread.
True.
It's good for the hips.
Kind of boring, but it's good for you, so oh well, we'll put up with it, huh? Well, she traveled halfway around the world to South Florida for life-saving surgery this morning. You're about to see how far little Hala Awad has progressed as she gets ready to head back home to Israel. Here's CBS 4's Dr. Sean Kniff.
What a change you're going to see in 16-month-old Hala Awad. She's the second of 2 Israeli sisters who had been suffering from a rare and fatal intestinal disease. Following in her older sister Jana's footsteps, Hala received a 6-organ transplant right here in South Florida. And now she's healthy, happy, and heading home.
No doubt, beautiful brown-eyed Hala Awad is a heartbreaker. It's quite a change from July, when she came to South Florida with her sister Jana, both suffering from an inherited intestinal disease where their intestines could not absorb food or water. Jana got her transplant early, but Hala waited at death's door.
She was really sick before transplant. At some point, she was in septic shock. She was in ICU. She really almost died, literally.
But about 1 month ago, Hala received the gift of life, a 6-organ transplant at Holtz Children's Hospital.
Stomach, pancreas, liver, small and large bowel, and spleen. So that's a 6-organ set.
Transplant surgeons Dr. Tomoaki Kato and Dr. Andreas Tzakis say Hala is now healthy enough to head home.
So far she's done great. We hope she just continues that way. It's an unbelievable feeling for us.
Mother Hala is elated.
I'm over the moon.
And she says their journey is coming to an end, but life for her girls is just about to start.
We're going home. There's no place like home.
Now, both of the Awad sisters will have to take medications for the rest of their lives to prevent rejection of their organs, and the next year will be a critical one for both of them, but after that, hopefully, it'll be smooth sailing. Dr. Sean Kniff, CBS 4 News This Morning.
Adorable, huh?
No,
Great
how precious.
Time now, 5:23. Straight ahead, a scare in a Florida courtroom when a judge pulls out a gun. Find out why he did it.
Plus, take a look at this. A toad the size of a football. We're going to tell you where the officials capture this not-so-prince of a frog. CBS 4 News This Morning coming right back.
Ew, warts.
Buy Owner has been evolving for over 20 years. Today, we find buyers, you show your home, then let our transaction team handle the rest. With Buy Owner, you could save thousands on the sale of your home. Why haven't you called?
Thanks, Buy Owner.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate New Finish, the once-a-year car polish.
Simply wipe it on, wipe it off. No rubbing, no buffing. New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. We polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. New Finish.
Top-rated New Finish available at CBS Pharmacy, Publix, Kmart, Walgreens, Target, Advance Auto, and other leading stores.
Monarch Dodge is overstocked and must reduce inventory now. Brand new 06s and 07s selling below dealer invoice at Monarch Dodge. Over 500 new cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Save thousands. Brand new Ram 1500 Quad Cab Air and Automatic, just $17,995. Dakota Club Cab SLT Air Automatic and CD, just $13,995. Monarch Dodge overstocked and blowing them out below dealer invoice. Monarch Dodge must reduce inventory. Monarch Dodge on 441 between Oakland Park and Sunrise Boulevard. Save thousands today.
Cirque du Soleil is turning its music into motion. Don't miss Delirium.
This world keeps spinning around and around.
Discover an amazing new kind of show. Live Delirium, a Cirque du Soleil live music concert. 2 shows just added by popular demand. Wednesday at 8 p.m. and Saturday matinee at 3 p.m. Visit CirqueDuSoleil.com. Produced by Live Nation.
We saw the buy owner ads and knew we could save money.
We called and they sent someone out the very next day.
She was very professional, so we just signed up.
Bottom line is, my brother and I saved nearly $20,000.
Thanks, buy owner.
Thanks, buy owner.
In today's Consumer Alert, get ready to get your banking to go. AT&T's Singular Wireless is launching its new mobile banking. The deal includes contracts with 4 national banks, Wachovia, Regions, SunTrust, and Bancorp South, and will allow AT&T customers to check account balances, transfer funds, and even pay your bills all on your phone, so no excuses for being late. AT&T is planning to offer customers the service absolutely free. The Xbox 360 is getting a facelift, hoping to become a competitive high-def TV and movie player. Microsoft will sell the gaming console with a 120 gigabyte hard drive. Now that's about 6 times more storage space than the current model on store shelves. The Elite Box will sell for $480, or you can just buy the expanded hard drive for $180 and add that to your system. Both products hit store shelves April 29th.
A police chase in the Twin Cities gets hotter than normal when the suspect's car catches fire. Take a look. The suspect's tires are shredded from the pursuit, but he actually keeps going until sparks from the rim send the car up in flames. That's when the suspect takes off on foot, ditching a woman with him. Both of them were caught and arrested.
Surveillance cameras catch a teenage vandal in the act in Long Island, New York. Watch as he pulls up in a car, plows through the fence, and then look at that, just simply takes off. Homeowners are hoping the surveillance cameras they put up will help police catch the vandal, and the reason they put those cameras up is that fence has been the target of attacks 8 times.
Man. A pistol-packing judge in Florida is making no apologies for pulling out a gun when a scuffle broke out in the middle of his courtroom. The circuit court judge says he never put his finger on the trigger or pointed the weapon at anyone. He says that move was just an attempt to be prepared in case the fight between a crime victim's father and the defendant got out of hand.
All right, so if you're not watching your TV screen right now, you put the cereal spoon down because you got to take a look at this. This is purely visual. It's a toxic toad the size of a small farm animal. A group of toad busters, yes, toad busters, spotted these toxic amphibians in Australia. Cane toads have killed countless animals since the 1930s. That goes way back. They were imported from South America in a failed attempt to control beetles on sugarcane plantations.
Ooh, do you see my goosebumps?
Did you see the warts? You made a very good observation.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Pretty nasty.
All right, it is 5:27, all new in the next half hour. A multi-million-dollar settlement has been reached in the boot camp death case. We've got the details for you.
Wannabe cops are caught. More than 50 suspects have been arrested. I'm Nefertiti Jaquez, live outside of the Miami-Dade Police Headquarters. I'll have the exclusive story we are working on with our partners over at the Miami Herald coming up.
Hi, good morning. Pamela right here. Our ocean breeze is going down a little bit. Does that mean our temperatures will be coming up? I'll give you a look at the next few days together. See you in a minute.
Plus, it's a heartbreaking story that keeps making headlines. Parents accidentally backing over their own children. See how you can prevent a tragedy in your own driveway.
A new half hour of CBS 4 News this morning with more news, weather, and traffic, and half the commercials starts in about 1 minute.
You know the name Florida No Fault, so you know for years they've been your leader in auto insurance. What if I told you it just got better? Florida No Fault's hotline is for people who have to save money on car insurance. People all over Florida are saving hundreds of dollars on their car insurance. With down payments as low as $55 and payments as low as $50, the Florida No Fault hotline has been ringing off the wall. Call 1-800-444-4211 and see what Florida No Fault can do for you today. Call us today.
When you want the whole story, count on the combined resources of CBS 4 News and the Miami Herald, working together every day to cover your world.
Here is Jungle Island! Expect to see the unexpected. Expect to really be amazed. At Jungle Island, you'll want to stay for days.
A day in the life of a Grey's Anatomy star. Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7.
It started with a simple idea. Build an automobile that takes the sheer joy of driving to a whole new level. Use advanced technologies without sacrificing fuel economy. Take advantage of a racing-inspired heritage. Provide an interior space that fulfills every need. The TSX from Acura.
Now you can lease a TSX for $299 a month for well-qualified customers.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News This Morning.
The time now, 5:30, Wednesday, March 28th. Good morning, everybody. I'm Joy Purdy.
George Estevez is off. I'm Jade Alexander. Pamela Wright standing by to tell us what we can expect on this Wednesday. I woke up this morning to walk the dogs. Yes, I do that at 2:30 in the morning.
Ooh,
very risky.
ouch.
But the weather was actually very pleasant.
Yeah, because your mace wouldn't blow back in your face. Telling your mother. All right, this morning, you know what? I'll tell you what we don't have, and that, again, is rain. And that's the good news and the bad news, right? The restrictions are up. The lake levels are down nearly 5 feet in some places there, getting reports out of Lake Okeechobee. All right, the temperatures, here they are. They're down a bit this morning. The winds are down too, and yes, one has something to do with the other. We do find at the coastline temperatures holding in the lower 70s this morning, but well inland, look at that, 61 in West Kendall, 64 in Homestead. That'll be noticeably cooler for you this morning, and if you're about to go spend any time outside, might be sweater worthy for just a little while. This is how much the winds are down, just barely a breeze out there. The high clouds from yesterday thinning out through the evening hours, and that also is leaving us with a good-looking sunrise on the way. Of course, it's 2 hours away. Very pleasant. We'll be near 70 degrees by then. Not as windy as the afternoon goes on. A high of 81, though. Very comfortable. Can we get some rain in the mix? And will it mix with your weekend? I'll give you a look at that coming up. But this morning, traffic at 5:30. Mark, usually starting to see a little action by now.
Usually starting to see a little bit going on. We've got some construction clearing up right now. We're taking a look here, 95 north and southbound around Griffin Road. And we do have some construction 95 southbound between Broward Boulevard and State Road 84. 3 lanes are shut down, but you can see it's just not really that heavily traveled. Should be out of our way by 6 this morning anyway, so we'll just give ourselves a little bit of extra time through that area. 95 north and southbound right around the Golden Glades interchange. Both directions doing okay, but starting to see a little bit more activity as you're heading southbound between 151st and about 79th Street. Everything's looking like a real smooth commute, though. Dolphin Expressway is starting to get a little bit busier, though. If you head eastbound between the Turnpike and 95, that ride should only take you still about 15 minutes. I'm Mark Henry, CBS 4 News Traffic Control.
All righty, Mark. Now to an exclusive story. We're working with our partners at the Miami Herald. More than 50 fake cops are caught. The suspects are accused of posing as police, even pulling drivers over. CBS 4's Nefertiti Jacquez live at the Miami-Dade Police Department in Doral with more on this story. Nef, it'll be interesting to hear how police got all these people.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, it started with some fake radio ins at the Hialeah Police Department months ago, and then they kind of tagged it on and realized that they were fake cops. They weren't actually cops, and they were sending cops and dispatching cops to different areas in Miami-Dade County. Now, later on today, cops will actually officially announce this big bust and give us even more details into the investigation. But this morning, with the help of our partners over at the Miami Herald, we get a first look at all of the people that were arrested. Men, women, young or old, all of them trying to pose as cops. Wannabe cops get caught in a Miami-Dade police sting dubbed Operation Blue Streak. Luis Garcia, Eliana Oliveros, Anthony Bostic. The list goes on and on. More than 50 suspects have been arrested. Miami Herald reporter David Ovalle broke the story. He says the suspects were nabbed after a 7-month-long investigation into police impersonators and cop car burglaries across Miami-Dade County.
It actually started with a little crew of people that they were looking at. They were actually going around breaking into police cars and like police officers' homes.
But the small group of crooks quickly became a larger and more brazen one. Some of the suspects, we're told, would sell whatever they stole from officers, like these assault rifles and handguns. Others would pose as cops to pull people over. And while more than 50 suspects have already been arrested, Miami-Dade police say there are more arrests to come. And if you'd like to read more about this story, you can pick up a copy of today's Miami Herald or log on to herald.com. For now, that is the very latest from Doral. Nefertiti Jacquez, CBS 4 News this morning.
All righty, Neff. Now this morning, South Florida police and the FBI are trying to figure out who made a threatening call to police.
Yeah, it all began after cops responded to a bank robbery that was going on Miami Beach, and it wound up in a 6-hour standoff and a whole lot of questions.
CBS 4's Art Barron live at the bank on Miami Beach to help explain all the panic and confusion that happened. Art.
Yeah, it certainly was a chaotic day yesterday, wasn't it? I'll tell you, the police are trying to find the man behind that shadowy voice on the phone who was actively involved in the bank robbery attempt here at the commercial bank you see right behind me in Miami Beach. And this guy also was calling police for several hours yesterday, threatening to shoot unless they release the suspect. Now, it shut down a portion of Miami Beach on Arthur Godfrey Road. SWAT teams, as you can see, in place as the 6-hour standoff unfolded, a game of cat and mouse. This man, about to see here on the screen, is a foreign national taken into custody after police said that he walked into the commercial bank on 41st to rob it. Someone making a phone call to the bank as a means of getting the loot. Whoever was on the phone may be the same person who started calling police as some of the alleged bank robber, as soon as the alleged bank robber was in cuffs, threatening to start shooting unless he released the suspect there. Then employees were seen running out of the office building across the street, saying that they saw 2 men with guns, but it could have been undercover officers. Most of the employees came out with their hands on their heads, but after hours of searching, police came up empty-handed.
And I looked out and they all came in front of our building, guns everywhere, and it was really scary.
We have all glass windows, and when you, what you see on the street, we're looking out at it. And all you see is guns pointed at you, and if something should happen, that scares you.
I freaked out. I got really nervous, and I was told to run into the back, and I did as soon as I could.
And what were you thinking the whole time you were in there, several hours?
What's going on? Fearing for my life. Is everyone okay?
And North Beach Elementary, just a short distance away, was placed on lockdown as parents showed up concerned for their children's safety. Parents could only wait to take their children home until the school was given the all clear, and then one by one they were reunited with their parents. So all in all, it ended without anybody else other than that one suspect that was taken into custody. The foreign national police continuing to try to figure out who was on the other end of that phone, who was involved in this bank robbery attempt. But again, no one was hurt. That's the very latest out here in Miami Beach. Art Barron, CBS 4 News this morning.
Truly an incredible story. If you'd like to see the unedited footage and a slideshow of what happened during the standoff on the beach yesterday, just log on to our website, cbs4.com.
There's a settlement this morning in the case of a Florida teen who died after being roughed up by guards at a state-supervised boot camp. An attorney for the family says Bay County authorities have agreed to pay $2.4 million. That's in addition to a $5 million claim being fast-tracked through the Florida legislature. Lawmakers shut down military-style youth boot camps last year after the death of 14-year-old Martin Lee Anderson. For more on this story, log on to CBS4.com.
The man convicted of trying to kill a South Florida judge will be sentenced today. Back in 2001, officials say Bryant Williams got a pipe bomb from an undercover federal agent and tried to blow up Circuit Judge Peter Lopez. Williams was in jail at the time, serving a 7-year sentence for battery, a case Lopez had a part in. Judge Lopez was never hurt.
A suspect is in custody this morning, charged in connection with yesterday's murder at a local racetrack. 33-year-old Hugo Garibay, a track worker, was found stabbed to death in a dormitory hallway at Gulfstream Park in Hallandale Beach. Cops say the suspect took off running to Calder Racetrack in North Miami, where he was arrested. Police say he has confessed, but no word on a motive. An alleged murderer is behind bars this morning thanks to a tip. That's what led police to the man accused of running over and killing a manager at a Fort Lauderdale sporting goods store last week. Prentice Stanley picked up in St. Petersburg yesterday. Cameras were rolling after Stanley allegedly robbed the store Thursday. Police say this video shows manager Mahmoud Mansour running out to stop him and Stanley running Mansour over. Mansour worked at that store for the past 10 years.
A jail report is providing new insight into what's causing an increasing jail population problem in Broward County. The National Institute of Corrections conducted a study and found that the length of an inmate's stay has increased. From 2002 to 2006, the average time in jail for an inmate went up from 27.2 days to 31.6 days. Now, during that same time period, the number of people admitted to the jail remained about the same. Broward Sheriff Ken Jenney says it's now up to all members of the justice system, including law enforcement, the state attorney's office, and the public defender's office, to work together to solve this problem.
Our I-Team investigation of inmates being held in deplorable conditions at the Miami-Dade County Jail shocked South Florida, you remember. And after we exposed the forgotten floor, it's now being addressed on Capitol Hill. A hearing by the U.S. House Judiciary Committee opened yesterday with all eyes on what we uncovered on the forgotten floor. The investigation by CBS 4's Michelle Gillen is setting the stage for testimony by the Miami-Dade judge who unlocked the doors to our cameras.
Jails and prisons have become the asylums of the new millennium.
Can you believe, in a sense, that from that moment in time when we walked through that jail and, you know, went through the food holes to interview the inmates, their voices are being heard today?
Finally. It is remarkable. I almost pinch myself regularly to see how far we've come.
National legislation is now being drafted to address what had been a largely invisible crisis.
In today's top stories, a major setback for another prominent figure in Washington who's battling cancer, and a big decision surrounding the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Iraq. CBS 4's Tracy Strahan is live in Washington, D.C. with those stories and more for us. Good morning, Tracy.
Well, Jade, good morning, and good morning, everyone. It wasn't by much, but the democratically controlled Senate narrowly passed a provision that calls for the withdrawal of U.S. forces from Iraq by March of next year. Now, Republicans tried to scuttle the non-binding timeline, but failed by a vote of 50 to 48. President Bush expressed disappointment and renewed his pledge to veto the legislation. Another prominent figure in Washington politics is facing a tough battle against cancer. The colon cancer White House spokesman Tony Snow fought off 2 years ago has returned and spread to his liver. This news comes on the heels of Elizabeth Edwards' announcement that her breast cancer has returned, spreading to her ribs. And U.S. ships and warplanes are putting on a major show of force in the Persian Gulf off the coast of Iran. The Navy says there's no connection, but this exercise began just a few days after Iranian forces seized 15 British sailors in the Gulf. British Prime Minister Tony Blair says he hopes Iran will release them, but if they don't, things will move to a, quote, different phase, I should say. That's a look at what's making news on your Wednesday. Live in Washington, I'm Tracy Strahan for CBS 4 News this morning.
5:42 now, if you're just waking up. Good morning. Straight ahead, this dog right here, a hero, thank you very much. We're going to tell you how this canine saved his owner from choking.
Nice. And here's a look at school lunches for students in Miami-Dade. Let's see what we got going here. Italian beef with pasta, some corn on the cob and mashed potatoes. And let's take a look at Broward now. Pepperoni stuffed sandwiches. I think I'm going to Broward today. Egg roll and broccoli Normandy.
That sounds good.
Stick around with us, folks. Make it a good day. We'll be right back.
What's a Normandy?
I'm not sure. Broccoli.
Save big during the Backyard Expo at Rec Warehouse. Complete pool packages $5.99. 24-foot pool packages only $9.99. Super Lounger spas only $6.99. 5-piece dining sets $2.99. Outdoor wicker sets only $4.99. The Backyard Expo only at Rec Warehouse.
Monarch Dodge is overstocked and must reduce inventory now. Brand new 06s and 07s selling below dealer invoice at Monarch Dodge. Over 500 new cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Save thousands. Brand new Durango air automatic stereo deep discounted. Just $18,995. High style 07 caliber automatic with air reduced. Just $14,995. Monarch Dodge overstocked and blowing them out below dealer invoice. Monarch Dodge must reduce inventory. Monarch Dodge on 441 between Alton Park and Sunrise Boulevard. Save thousands today.
Kevin Charles Fine Upholstery is now available at City Furniture.
Each sofa is handcrafted with care, using interlocking hardwood frames, the finest foams, and the most luxurious fabrics. The result is a sofa that sits as good as it looks.
You deserve the best. Kevin Charles Fine Upholstery, available exclusively at City Furniture.
Suffering from new RV sticker shock? This Thursday through Sunday, it's the used motorhome blowout sale at the Miami International Mall. See a great selection of used diesel and gas motorhomes, many with less than 10,000 miles. All at 4.99% financing for the term of the loan with only the tax and license down. Names like Winnebago, Monaco, Fleetwood, Allegro, and many more. Why buy new? Save thousands buying used. If you're looking for a motorhome, this is the sale you don't want to miss. It's the used motorhome blowout sale this Thursday through Sunday at the Miami International Mall.
Don't miss The Late Show, weeknights on CBS.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's comedy everywhere, isn't there? Hey, wait a minute. Hey!
Now you can watch your favorite clips from The Late Show with Bcast from Verizon Wireless.
Now, for a limited time, the largest selection of brand new trucks, vans, and SUVs are on sale. Save big with low payments on Odyssey vans, Ridgeline trucks, even Pilot SUVs for just $289 a month. $289 for a limited time at your South Florida Honda dealers. Get your Honda truck, van, or SUV now from just $289 a month. Hurry in.
Save big during the Backyard Expo at Rec Warehouse. Super Lounger spas $6.99. Family size spas only $9.99. Complete pool packages just $5.99. 5-piece dining sets $2.99. Outdoor wicker sets only $4.99. The Backyard Expo, 4 days only at Rec Warehouse.
Another dog to the rescue story to tell you about this morning. 2-year-old golden retriever Toby saved the life of his owner in the most unusual way.
Listen to this. Last Friday, 45-year-old Debbie Parkhurst was munching on an apple when she started choking on the fruit. That's when Toby knocked her to the ground, jumping up and down on her chest until the fruit popped out.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Parkhurst told her doctor the Heimlich hound probably saved her life.
Then there was
save her life.
That poodle yesterday that saved the family from the fire. They all need badges, IDs, uniforms.
That's why you shouldn't eat apples. See, they're dangerous. Just stick with the simple carbs that dissolve quick. Marshmallows, you know what I mean?
Excellent idea.
Pamela, right? It is just after 5:45. How's it looking out there?
You know what? It looks fine, nice and dark, not as windy, and actually with that lack of wind, the temperature's able to cool down a little bit more.
Nice,
so you're going to feel
yeah.
that this morning. Feels good out there. Mild. Yes, it is. The numbers, well, near the coastline, we're still finding some lower 70s, but we have been finding those well inland for the past several days, too. And now this morning, some upper 60s. Okay, maybe I'm easily impressed, but you'll feel a little bit of a difference out there, especially in southwest Miami-Dade, where we do find lower 60s in West Kendall this morning, 64 in Homestead. It is wonderfully dry as far as the comfort level goes. Maybe not so wonderful for water management as far as that goes. 73 in Marathon, 72 in Key West. Now, we do find it notably cooler with a few 50s up the state, but skies are mostly clear, and they will be clearer than what we saw yesterday. What we were seeing there, a lot of these high clouds. So there they go. They didn't bring us any rain, or no more than a little drizzle, but clear skies around the state, and it is overall going to be a beautiful day. The True View is showing mostly dry conditions, a little bit breezy at the beach, but you know what? The kind of breeze you expect at the beach. That said, even with that steady flow, even though it's not as strong, rip currents are still likely. Lighter winds tomorrow, then by Friday, guess what? Well, a couple of showers possible. We actually will take what we can get. And the breeze at the beach is going to build again as this front essentially moves away from here, not changing anything as far as our temperatures go. And behind it, we have another area of high pressure building in. We will stay mostly dry, and we will stay on the breezy side, especially at the coast over the weekend as well. But on the water, things a little more reasonable this weekend than we've seen the past few, but overall staying pretty comfortably warm today. Anywhere south of this front, the problem is that with this new energy moving in here, we are seeing some strong storms this morning, and those will likely intensify through the day in the middle of the country and then out west from the Dakotas back down into Texas, the potential for severe weather today. All right, your day. Well, we're going to start out, there's those storms firing up. All right, we're going to start out today in the 70-degree range, getting up to 81 with that steady ocean breeze coming in, still making the potential for rip currents, keeping things a little more calm on the water, so that's good. East winds at 10 to 15 knots. Sure feels good tonight. Temperatures going down mostly into the upper 60s. Sun and clouds tomorrow. There's that breeze and a shower chance on Friday. Again, any rain chance we're looking at will just be some passing showers, which really could happen any day, but no day looking like a washout, which is good, and we could use a little, but we wouldn't want to time it out for your weekend.
Of course not.
So it looks mostly dry.
Then people be coming after you.
See.
5:49 now. Mark Henry, what do the roadways look like, my friend?
Hey, good morning. Well, the roads themselves still look pretty good. The traffic's starting to get a little bit heavier right now on 95, but still not a whole lot out there to tie you up. Northbound lanes of 95 as you leave Miami, still looking like a pretty smooth commute. Same thing with the southbound lanes, although we are starting to see a little bit more activity between 151st and the Airport Expressway. There's just not a lot out there to slow you down just yet. And also taking a look at 95 north and southbound right around the Griffin Road area. Not bad into and out of the same area. Pretty smooth commute. If you're heading southbound right now into the Hollywood area, still got a pretty easy ride. We did some early morning construction clearing out on 95 southbound right around Broward Boulevard. Northbound lane still getting by without any delays. I'm Mark Henry, CBS 4 News Traffic Control.
All right, in today's Money Watch, investors will be watching Capitol Hill today as Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke testifies before the Joint Economics Committee.
Bernanke is expected to be asked about the subprime mortgage market and the overall housing market. Wall Street is looking for any clues that troubles in the housing market are dragging down the rest of the economy.
In our Eye on Entertainment this morning, Martha Stewart's plan to trademark the name of her hometown is not a good thing as far as some of her neighbors are concerned. The homemaking maven wants to trademark the town of Katona, New York for use in her various business ventures. Stewart's attorney points out that place names are frequently trademarked to sell products. The town has until April 11th to make its case.
Winona Judd is filing for divorce after her husband's recent arrest. D.R. Roach was arrested Thursday on 3 counts of aggravated sexual battery against a minor. Roach has been in a treatment center in Texas since February for drug and alcohol abuse. A couple married in November of 2003.
5:51 now. You do not want to miss a new hour of CBS 4 News this morning. Pope John Paul II could be one step closer to sainthood. Hear about the beloved pontiff's miraculous act.
Then a proposed insurance bill could help Holocaust survivors. We've got details on a new plan.
TSA officials are working overtime to keep South Florida airports safe. Our own Carrie Codd takes an exclusive look at what one top man is doing to protect thousands of passengers.
Those stories are all new, and don't forget, you can log on to CBS4.com when you get to work. That's where the news is always on.
But still ahead at 5, a story you do not want to miss, preventing a tragedy in your own driveway. Up next, what you need to know to help avoid backing over a young child. You are watching CBS 4 News this morning. Stay with us.
Chris Berrien.
A decade ago, we told you the dealer is in. We said that would make a difference to you.
The dealer is in.
It did, and Coral Cadillac Hummer grew. Every day we still try to be the best dealer on our street, not Wall Street.
The dealer is in.
Because with family, hands-on is a better way, hands down.
Coral Cadillac Hummer in Pompano Beach on Federal Highway, not on Wall Street.
And the dealer is in.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your Metro PCS cellular phone. The CBS 4 News Tip Line is sponsored by Metro PCS. Permission to speak freely.
You know the name Florida No Fault, so you know for years they've been your leader in auto insurance. What if I told you it just got better? Florida No Fault's hotline is for people who have to save money on car insurance. People all over Florida are saving hundreds of dollars on their car insurance. With down payments as low as $55 and payments as low as $50, the Florida No Fault hotline has been ringing off the wall. Call 1-800-444-4211 and see what Florida No Fault can do for you today. Call us today.
With an exhilarating 258 horsepower VTEC engine, an intelligent performance-minded cockpit, double wishbone suspension, and true surround sound. All you need to do is get in. The TL from Acura.
Now you can lease a TL for $369 a month for well-qualified customers.
You gotta love this place.
Ashley Furniture Home Store, the fastest growing furniture retailer in America, is now open throughout South Florida.
We're gonna love this place.
Now you'll be able to purchase the #1 selling home furniture brand in America at true Ashley Direct prices. Plus, during our grand opening, you'll enjoy no interest until 2009 and next day delivery. This is one grand opening you can't afford to miss.
Ashley Furniture Home Store. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-bow. You're gonna love this place.
Suffering from new RV sticker shock? This Thursday through Sunday, it's the used motorhome blowout sale at the Miami International Mall. See a great selection of used diesel and gas motorhomes, many with less than 10,000 miles. All at 4.99% financing for the term of the loan with only the tax and license down. This used Fleetwood Bounder was over $100,000. Now it's only $89,998 or $598 a month at 4.99%. It's the used motorhome blowout sale this Thursday through Sunday at the Miami International Mall.
Anna Nicole, The Daniel Inquest, Day 2. Next, Insider.
Welcome back to CBS 4 News this morning. The time now 5:55. You know what they say, variety, the spice of life.
And when it comes to something tried and true like meatloaf, which I love, with spinach and carrots and all that stuff, but Mr. Food is going to add his magic touch to something that's anything but mundane meatloaf.
An all-American staple? Meatloaf. It's comfort, it's easy, and it sure is versatile. From the basic ground beef and a few seasonings to the fancy fixins, meatloaf wears a lot of hats. What, for instance? Well, there's a treasure chest of ideas. Here's just a few. Well, starting with our ground meat. Instead of ground beef, for a lighter version, maybe ground turkey or pork can fill in very well. Or we go gourmet and try ground veal. I mean, even mix and match them to be a little different. Now, instead of store-bought breadcrumbs to hold it all together, how about fresh? By using up any style or variety of day-old bread and in a food processor, we can jazz things up in a jiffy for a lighter textured meatloaf. Now, you want to take it to a trendy meatloaf. Well, here's a south-of-the-border version that gets its today pizzazz from taco seasoning and salsa. Got your cowboy boots on? This Chuck Wagon family favorite we've made with smoky barbecue sauce, and it'll have them galloping to the table. Or try these for a taste of Italy, made with basil, Parmesan cheese, and marinara sauce. And Greek with oregano, olives, feta cheese. Or to get some down-home feeling, we can stuff our meatloaf mixture with hard-boiled eggs. Yeah, remember that one? And a big popular that brings us two comforting tastes rolled into one is frosted meatloaf, smothered in creamy mashed potatoes. I mean, there's just no limit to how many right ways. So get creative, because no matter how many hats meatloaf wears, every one is a truly American. Ooh, it's so good.
He put the meatloaf in the food processor. I didn't know you could do that.
It is the epitome of a protein shake.
Wow, Mark Henry, I don't even know what to say after that. What's going on out there?
I'm still trying to figure out the egg. That's the whole thing right now. But anyway, taking a look at the Dolphin Expressway, the eastbound lanes, well, they're getting heavier right now. That's just what they do this time of the day. If you're taking the turnpike, or if you're on the turnpike, northbound and southbound lanes all through southwest Miami-Dade, it's starting to get a little bit heavier at this time. And as you make your way from the turnpike out to 95 on the Dolphin Expressway, that ride's going to take you about 20 minutes at this point. Things are getting a little bit busier out there. 95 north and southbound around the Golden Glades interchange as well. Starting to see a lot more activity in both directions. Still looks like it's moving pretty much up the speed, though. I'm Mark Henry, CBS 4 News Traffic Control.
All right, thank you, Mark. Now, they're the heartbreaking stories making headlines more and more often lately. Parents accidentally backing over their own children in the driveway.
Yeah, and as we first told you last week, there are things that you could do to prevent serious injury and death.
For a parent to run over their own child unknowingly, or a neighbor's child, is something that is devastating for their family, maybe for other families, and may never be reconciled.
Resounding words for any parent, friend, or family member who has ever accidentally ran over a child they knew in the child's own driveway. Like Nashia Facey's mother, who never saw her 3-year-old daughter when she backed up in her Dania Beach home.
I love my daughter. I would have never done nothing like that.
Miami Children's Hospital and its multiple community partners are taking a strong stance in raising awareness and helping in the prevention of children being injured or killed in private driveways or parking lots.
We can take care of some of their medical needs, unfortunately not all, but the psychological needs and the thing that lingers after is totally devastating, not only for the family but for our staff.
Staff members at Miami Children's announced their Spot the Tot initiative Tuesday, a parental-friendly campaign to avoid the recent toddler tragedies.
That when the parents leave the house, they know where the child or the children are. That they are visible whenever possible.
A parent should also walk around the car before backing up, keep the windows open to hear their surroundings, and teach their children to stay away from moving vehicles.
And to make a child comprehend that they need to stay away from cars is a parental effort that begins very early in life, as soon as a child starts talking.
Now, officials at Miami Children's Hospital also say that the kids at most risk of being accidentally run over are usually 5 years or younger because they haven't quite reached the height where they're visible from a rearview mirror. You can read more on the push to protect toddlers and check out all of the safety tips by logging onto our website at cbs4.com. And I personally recommend park backwards.
Therefore, you don't have to go backwards, you just drive out.
Safe for everybody.
Good deal. All right, time now to take a look at the stories we're working on for 6 o'clock. First this morning, a suspect's in custody after a bizarre bank heist sparks a 6-hour standoff.
That's right. It was a chaotic bank robbery attempt by phone with one man in custody. The FBI is now looking for the push-button bandit. I'm Ari Parent, a live report coming up.
More than 50 suspects have been arrested after trying to pose as police officers. I'm Nefertiti Jacquez, live outside of the Miami-Dade Police Headquarters. I'll have the exclusive story we are working on with our partners over at the Herald coming up.
And developing right now, a man is holding more than 30 children hostage on a school bus. We'll have the latest details.
After a 9-hour debate, no decision has been made on the future of a condo project that would affect Vizcaya.
Hi, good morning. Pamela right here. Severe storms breaking out across the country. Meanwhile, we're just trying to get a few drops of rain. I'll let you know what's going to blow in on you Wednesday. See you back in a minute.
The late Pope John Paul II could be canonized. What he cured that may make him a saint.
Your news with half the commercials starts right now.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News This Morning.
6:01 Wednesday, March 28th. Got that out of the way. I'm Jade Alexander filling in for George Estevez.
Half the week is over. Hey everybody, I'm Joy Purdy. Time to get a quick check of the weather to get you started this morning. Hey Pamela Wright.
Hi there. Good morning. Feels good out there this morning. You're going to notice it just a little bit cooler. So if you're a little wimpy or going to spend much time outside this morning, especially in our inland suburbs, you're going to want to put a little jacket on this morning. You certainly won't need it for long. Our breeze has relaxed a little bit. But at the beaches, with what is coming in still steady and out of the east, rip currents could still be a problem. But look at these winds, not a big deal. And that's finally a big deal because they've been such a big deal. Here we are with higher, thinner clouds moving on out. So that, combined with the lighter winds, has allowed the temperatures to cool down a little bit this morning. After the sun comes up and you get going, we'll be near 70 degrees, and then our daytime high staying in the lower 80s. So beautifully, comfortably normal and not as windy. What blows in for the weekend? We'll discuss that coming up. But Mark Henry's so far a little quieter than yesterday so far.
Yeah, so far. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Well, we're taking a look now at 95 north and southbound, right around Cypress Creek Road. Got a pretty smooth commute on 95 if you're heading northbound or southbound between 595 and Hillsboro. Only going to take you about 20 minutes to make that run. At 95 southbound at State Road 84, we do have a crash reported there. It's pretty much moved off to the right shoulder, though. It's not really slowing anybody down. Both directions here, right around Griffin Road, still moving real smooth. Northbound and southbound lanes as you enter Hollywood and Fort Lauderdale. Not a bad ride there. And also taking a look at 95 north and southbound around the Golden Glades interchange. Northbound lanes pretty lightly traveled. Starting to see a little bit more activity, though, as you head southbound. Definitely going to want to give yourself about an extra 5 minutes if you're going to be heading anywhere between 151st Street and 79th Street. I'm Mark Henry, CBS 4 News Traffic Control.
This morning, South Florida police and the FBI are trying to figure out who made a threatening phone call to police.
You saw this all unfold on CBS 4 right here yesterday. Police first responding to a bank robbery on Miami Beach and wound up in this 6-hour standoff with so many unanswered questions.
Yeah, CBS 4's Art Barron is live at the bank on Miami Beach to explain this scary incident that even caused a school lockdown. Art.
Yeah, that's right. The FBI and other authorities still trying to find the man behind the shadowy voice who made a phone call and was actively involved in a bank robbery attempt at the commercial bank you see right behind me yesterday afternoon, which virtually shut down this portion of Miami Beach. You can see the video right here. You can see all the chaos from yesterday. It all happened on Arthur Godfrey Road. SWAT teams in place as a 6-hour standoff unfolds, a game of cat and mouse. Now, this man is a foreign national taken into custody after police said that he walked into the commercial bank on 41st to rob it. Someone making a phone call to the bank as a means of getting the loot. And whoever was on that phone may be the same person who started calling police as soon as the alleged bank robber was in cuffs, threatening to start shooting unless they released the suspect. Well, then employees are seen running out of the office building across the street, as you can see right there, saying that they saw two men with guns, but we understand it could have been undercover officers. Now, most of the employees came out with their hands on their heads, but after hours of searching, police came up empty-handed. And while the bank robbery debacle unfolded, North Beach Elementary, just a short distance away, was placed on lockdown. As parents showed up concerned for their children's safety. Parents could only wait to take their children home until the school was given the all clear. Then, one by one, they were reunited with their parents.
We're proud of the school, but it's still scary for our children to be in a situation like that.
So how's it feel? Beautiful. It's wonderful anytime I hold my little girl in my arms. Are you happy?
I'm excited. I'm happy. Relieved.
Long day?
Long day, but I will not be fully relieved until my other little girl is in my arms.
I was like, Daddy, I missed you.
It was so fun staying in school the whole day. I thought it was terrible.
A long day for many, but in the end, no one was hurt. Everyone went home except for the foreign national, who is in custody. That's the very latest out here in Miami Beach. Art Barron, CBS 4 News this morning.
Already are. The details of that story are just amazing. To check out the unedited footage and to see a slideshow of all the events that have unfolded on Miami Beach yesterday, just go to our website, cbs4.com.
Now to an exclusive story that we're working on with our partners at the Miami Herald. More than 50 fake cops get caught. The suspects are accused of posing as police. CBS 4's Nefertiti Jacquez is live at the Miami-Dade Police Department in Doral with pictures of these impersonators. Neff.
Well, Jade, later on today, cops will officially announce at a news conference their big bust and give even more details about their ongoing investigation. But this morning, with the help of our partners over at the Miami Herald, we get a first look at all of the people, men, women, young and old, who have been arrested for trying to pose as cops. Wannabe cops get caught in a Miami-Dade police sting dubbed Operation Blue Streak. Luis Garcia, Eliana Oliveros, Anthony Bostic. The list goes on and on. More than 50 suspects have been arrested. Miami Herald reporter David Ovalle broke the story. He says the suspects were nabbed after a 7-month-long investigation into police impersonators and cop car burglaries across Miami-Dade County.
It actually started with a little crew of people that they were looking at. They were actually going around breaking into police cars and like police officers' homes.
But the small group of crooks quickly became a larger and more brazen one. Some of the suspects, we're told, would sell whatever they stole from officers, like these assault rifles and handguns. Others would pose as cops to pull people over. And while more than 50 suspects have already been arrested, Miami-Dade police say there are more arrests to come. And if you'd like to read more about the story, you can pick up a copy of today's Miami Herald or log on to herald.com. That is the very latest from Doral this morning. Nefertiti Jacquez, CBS 4 News.
We continue following developing news out of the Philippines, where right now at least 2 people are holding a busload of students and teachers hostage. A live look now at that tense scene. One of the hijackers, June Ducat, is a daycare center owner. He has taken the bus here to Manila's City Hall. He and an accomplice are demanding better housing and education for children. Wire services are reporting that he's expected to surrender around 7 a.m. our time in about an hour. Ducat says he will not harm the children, but claims to be armed with 2 grenades, an assault rifle, and a pistol. So far, 1 child with a fever has been released. We'll let you know if anything changes with the story.
New this morning, burglars target a Miami cell phone store, and now employees have this mess to clean up. At about 2 o'clock this morning, robbers broke into the Singular store in the 44th block of West Flagler Street. The crooks began clearing out the store, but the alarm went off, alerting police and the owner.
The alarm company called me. The one that monitors the store called me and let me know that something was going on. The alarm set up went off, and so I came over and found this.
Police and the owner are now trying to add up the damage.
A South Florida teacher will not be in the classroom today. He's in jail, accused of having child porn on his computer. Michael Postma had little reaction to the charges against him. The Oakland Park Elementary teacher is accused of sending the pictures to a detective who was posing as a 14-year-old boy online. Postma has worked at the school for 3 years. He has yet to post bond, but if he gets out, he'll be reassigned and have no contact with children.
After 9 hours of testimony, the future of Vizcaya's skyline is still up in the air this morning. Residents, activists, and lawyers took their case to the City Hall yesterday, voicing their opinions to commissioners. Many are concerned about a new 27-story condo building planned for waterfront land on the Mercy Hospital Medical Campus. Faced with the opposition, the developers scaled down the building by 9 stories. But that's very little consolation for those who want to preserve the view from the Vizcaya Museum and Gardens.
You know, they're painting this as if we live in some sort of suburban area 100 miles from town. That's not. This is an urban part of this city.
The developments say they will be second and third homes. So we're willing to let people who are not permanent residents of this great city impact on our most treasured historic landmark? I think not.
The commission expects to vote at their next meeting scheduled for April 26th.
Heartbreaking news this morning for White House spokesman Tony Snow. He says his cancer has come back. Snow has stage 4 colon cancer, which has spread to his liver. It is not curable, but it is treatable with chemotherapy and surgery. Snow already beat colon cancer in 2005 and says he's going to fight just as hard this time around. Doctors discovered the reoccurrence on Monday during surgery to have a growth removed from Snow's abdomen.
The inquest into the death of Anna Nicole's son continues this morning in the Bahamas. Daniel Smith died last September in a Nassau hospital while visiting his mother, who had just given birth to his baby sister. His death was caused by an accidental drug overdose, but a Bahamian court will decide if any crime was involved. Virgie Arthur, Anna Nicole's estranged mother, was in court Tuesday morning hoping for justice.
What are your expectations going into today?
Justice.
Justice?
Yes, sir.
And will justice mean what?
Maybe a healing. I don't know.
On Monday, we learned Anna Nicole's death was also caused by an accidental overdose. No charges will be filed in her death.
This morning, the judges involved in Anna Nicole's burial case here in South Florida are trading jobs after one of them has a run-in with the law himself. Next month, Judge Larry Seidlin will handle family cases, and this judge, Lawrence Corda, will take on probate cases. Corda is the one who was recently charged with a misdemeanor, accused of smoking marijuana in a Hollywood park. That prompted the chief judge to move Corda into probate court.
The death of Anna Nicole may have been a big spectacle, but it's not going to cost taxpayers too much. Broward Medical Examiner Joshua Perper estimates the cost to his office stayed pretty low because few outside resources were needed. The Broward Sheriff's Office reassigned deputies who were already on duty, and whatever extra the investigation ended up costing Seminole Police will not get passed on to taxpayers because the Seminole Tribe of Florida mostly funds its government with gambling money.
Good news for all you Heat fans waiting for weeks for superstar Dwayne Wade's recovery. Well, He's back on the practice court, at least. He missed 17 games with a dislocated shoulder, but is clearly getting ready for a comeback. Yesterday, Wade spent 2.5 hours going through drills. Wade says the playoffs are about a month away, and he is eager to help the Heat try to defend the NBA title.
Hey,
fantastic.
He won the first time, he can do it again.
Of course.
He's always good. 6:12 now, straight ahead. Hey, if you're planning to ride the Tri-Rail this morning, you may want to head out a little earlier than usual. We're going to tell you why it may take you a little longer to get where you're going.
A South Florida city is being honored for the best water.
Yum.
We'll tell you why the town is bringing it to Tallahassee for the ultimate taste test.
Plus, it's a tasty and potentially fattening meal. That's what they tell me anyway. Could pizza actually help you fight cancer? Wait till you find out.
Jim, what are you doing?
Novak, I'm filling this brand new Mercedes full of tennis balls. It's all for the Jim Berry Tennis Classic, Saturday, April 14th at the Royal Palm Tennis Club. You can be a sponsor, play in the Pro-Am, or just come on out and enjoy the free fun, all to benefit the Greater Miami Tennis and Education Foundation.
Well, what about a car?
Oh yeah, if you go to Bill Essery Motors in Coral Gables, you'll see a car just like this, chock full of tennis balls. Make your guess on how many are inside and you can win a big prize. The Jim Berry Tennis Classic, brought to you by these sponsors.
For a limited time, the largest selection of brand new Hondas are on sale. Get 07 Honda Accords for just $199 a month. Accords, $199 for a limited time at your South Florida Honda dealers.
Whoa, come in and get it, say big on Honda. Gotta get it.
Get super low finance rates like 2.9% financing on Civics. Yes, Civics, 2.9 for a limited time. Hurry in.
Honda, gotta get it.
CBS 4 and My33 invite you to Parrot Jungle Island. For your chance to win one of 10 family 4-packs of tickets, go to CBS4.com today. Parrot Jungle Island. Expect the unexpected.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your Metro PCS cellular phone.
I love my Sun Pass. It's such a no-brainer for me, both in the sense that it was a no-brainer to buy it and I never have to think about it. I hate to be interrupted, and so hi, and thank you, and with the change and everything, it interrupts your day, Sometimes even when you're listening to music, you just don't want to get out of your groove, and it's hot, so you don't want the air conditioning to get out. This is slower than I'd care to go, but it's still faster than them.
This traffic report is brought to you by the Miami-Dade Expressway Authority.
Welcome back to CBS 4 News this morning. The time now 6:14. The first ever art gallery at sea will dock in South Florida today. The Sea Fair arrives in Port Everglades around 4:30 this afternoon. It'll meet a tugboat, then make its way to Miami. It's not ready to welcome the public aboard quite yet. Designers will finish up interior work today, and they're hoping to wrap things up in time for Art Basel in Miami, November 30th. Also today, the city of North Miami Beach will represent South Florida in Tallahassee. This is part of Florida's 5th annual drinking water taste test. North Miami Beach beat out Miami-Dade, Homestead, North Miami, and the Florida Keys to take the top regional honor. The campaign is meant to educate residents about water-related issues and raise awareness about water conservation. Keyword, conservation.
I find that when I wash my hair here at home, my hair tends to be a little drier and crispier than it should be.
Crispy.
And when crispy, extra crispy hair. And then when I wash my hair in the mountains up in Tennessee, North Carolina, it's nice and soft.
Oh, you're getting it right from the mountain. That's what I think. I don't
That's
know.
like a commercial standing under the waterfall, No, I'm sorry, that's an island.
Hopefully you won't be just standing under it, because we're supposed to be conserving right now, right?
We are conserving. Yeah, it's the only time you want something to taste like nothing, right? Nothing. That's award-winning water. All right, speaking of nothing, that's been our rain situation for quite a while now. But we're all in this together. And the little heart of our water source, Lake Okeechobee, the levels, as we know, are way down. And there's not going to be any substantial changes. So we're the ones that need to make some changes and help ease any sort of need that really may come about. 71 outside of weather control this morning, 71 Miami at the airport, warm 73 in Fort Lauderdale, 71 in Key West. Now, these temperatures a little above the norm, our breeze a little down. With that, today, it's going to be good stuff. And with that lighter easterly breeze, temperatures well inland are actually a little cooler this morning. We are finding around Coral Springs and back down through West Kendall, temperatures are actually in the mid-60s. So feels pretty good out there. All right, 60s throughout the deep south. We do find most of the southeast being protected by this ridge of high pressure, the same one that's been giving us the breezy conditions. And actually, they've had record warmth in parts of the Carolinas and Georgia the last few days. Here's the